The company organized a reunion, only to find out that the boss has passed away. In order not to let the reunion be affected, they disguised their boss's body as a living person. Bree and Chad accidentally found out that someone was cheating on the insurance. The boss, Luke, told them not to spread the word. He was going to kill them. But the partners said no. That's when the partner arrived. He thought he'd changed his mind. He didn't think he'd get a shot in the arm. He died right where he was. The men disguised him as a resting man. Bree and Chad arrived at the villa. They saw Luke ignoring them. Carried him to the living room. It wasn't until they saw what had fallen they realized Luke might be dead. They got scared and decided to call the police. Then they realized they'd moved the body. Suddenly a bunch of guests from the party came in. And no one noticed. So they decided to hide the body. They carried the body to the fence. They pushed him right under. Ready to start their own beautiful reunion. The man was chatting with a pretty girl on the beach. Then a body suddenly came up behind him. The look in his eyes scared the shit out of Bree. Bree called Chad. They carried Luke back to the villa. But as soon as they settled Luke's body, Luke's lover came to the door. They said Luke was drunk. The lover didn't care. She threatened them with a knife. They had to get out of her way. The partners sent an assassin to make sure Luke wasn't dead. Chad was trying to convince people that Luke was still alive. Whenever someone looked this way, he responded by pulling on the corpse's hand with a rope. Suddenly, Chad noticed that Luke seemed to smell. He rushed to move the body. He slipped and pushed Luke into the fence. And pushed Luke under the fence. And he was hanging on to the killer. The killer thought Luke had found him. He fought with the body. He ended up strangling the body again. Then he left, satisfied. The boss died unexpectedly. The employee chose to hide it. The scared two finally decided to call the police. Unexpectedly, the boss's landline is too advanced. Bree didn't know what to press, but accidentally turned up a recording of Luke contacting the assassin. Luke had contacted an assassin to assassinate him. Then they realized that the fraudulent insurance policy was a scheme by the boss to embezzle the money. But what they didn't know, the partners had changed their plans. And they thought Luke was trying to create an alibi. So he didn't dare let the killer take them out in front of him. They rushed out to find Luke's body. When they found the body, Luke's head was hanging out. They had to get rid of the bears. They had to get rid of the bears and free Luke. And then they vacuumed Luke's entire body. And accidentally sucked Luke's wig off. They had to staple it back on. Then they got Luke off the island.